Yo! ¿Qué pasó, mi gente? Welcome to the Forever Grind Show. This is your host, El Daviso. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you all have that caffeine kick. Hope you had a good drive safely to work this morning or wherever you may be at. Maybe it's your day off. Can you believe it? We're already on Wednesday. We're halfway there. A couple more days until Friday. For those of you who work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, whatever you may be doing. Ooh. It's still sinking in, this week 1 closure. You know, I mentioned a lot about how the top 5 teams of week 1, I've been seeing a couple of shows. We got all the 5 teams right. It's just about the order. Some people are still putting the Eagles in as number ones. I don't blame them at all. They're Super Bowl champs. I mean, I don't blame anybody for putting the Eagles on top. My only issue was, and it wasn't that much of an issue. My only thing was that the only reason I put them 5. And it wasn't to disrespect them at all. Actually, I have a lot of respect. I actually think they're gonna go back to the Super Bowl. I just felt with a 20-24 score, defense could have been better, and Dak Prescott showed a lot in that game. Granted, this was almost a week ago, but I ranked them number 5 only because of the power game. The performance that they had, and it was phenomenal. It was perfect. Everything went great until that lightning storm that happened. But I wanted to recap on that. A lot of people had number 1. I had them number 5. A lot of people had the Chargers number 5. There's an argument there. There's an argument right there for having the Chargers 3, 4, or 5. I had them 3. So most people had them 5, and that's fair too. Honestly, my only argument is the way the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens just went at it. Either or, I honestly think Buffalo Bills are number 1 because of that comeback. That comeback was insane. Ravens just, had they not. Let me tell you something. Had the Bills not won that game, I probably wouldn't have had them on the top 5. Argument could be made that they'll be the bottom 5. But because they had that crazy comeback against an almost unstoppable Baltimore Ravens, I think they deserve their spot as number 1. In spite of the Eagles being the Super Bowl champions, winning their game, the Ravens, because they lost, but because of also that performance that they had, in my opinion, I honestly feel like they deserve to be number 2. Now, I do want to talk about the worst teams in the NFL. Let me tell you something. There's been a lot of talk about the New York Giants and Russell Wilson. I was let down a lot by the New York Giants. I'm not a Giants fan, but I was hoping Russell Wilson could beat the odds. He wasn't the guy in Seattle. Everybody knows that. He had his moments. There was probably 1 year where he was considered to be MVP candidate, but after 6 weeks, and he dropped. Pete Carroll tried to save him. We could leave it at that. We all agree on that. Pete Carroll tried to save him. He wasn't the guy. After that Super Bowl performance, instead of having Marshawn Lynch run the ball, Pete Carroll tried to make Russell Wilson out to be the savior. I don't think it was the same ever since. Nothing was ever same with the Seahawks ever since. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Then he got sent off to the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson was not that guy there either. They had a little contract dispute. Russell Wilson declined to take a pay cut. Sat out the rest of the year. Wasn't looking good. Wasn't even a good relationship in Denver. Then he goes to Pittsburgh. Had this QB battle with Justin Fields. Wasn't really working there either. So now, you're with the New York Football Giants. Listen, you could be hopping from team to team to team, but and again, I was hoping something will be different, but nothing's different. I know some of you will probably be saying that Russell Wilson was always bad, and I get that. I'm not trying to be contradicting. I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is that guy. I get it. He's not. However, the New York Giants drafted good this year. Will Jackson Dart be the answer to the New York Giants? Indulge me for a second. Let's give him one more week. I know what you're all going to say. Sit out Russell Wilson. He's done. Just don't play him anymore. And I get it. I don't blame anybody for saying that. But I do want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, this was overreaction from week one. There were so many narratives. But I'm willing to give him. I'm nobody to give him anything. Let's clear that out. But as a football fanatic, I want to see how he does week 2. If he could do something, if he get some mojo, get some groove on, let's not point the finger at him too quick. It wasn't a blowout against the Washington Commanders. Coming off fresh from going all the way to the NFC Championship that nobody saw coming. I think let's give the New York Giants, let's give Russell Wilson one more week. If he doesn't perform, I think it's time to call it. Another team that's been, may I say, even worse than the New York Giants. That's the Miami Dolphins. It's not looking good. It never was looking good. You know, a couple years ago, the whole idea of Mike McDaniels being the cool guy, there's times where you don't even understand a word that he's saying. I don't, honestly. But it's not looking good with that franchise. I don't think anybody's clicking. Tua Tagovailoa is just one hit away from yet another concussion. If you ask me, he needed to go a long time ago. He's too prone to concussions. One more hit, I'm afraid for that guy. I'm scared he's gonna get brain damage. Tyreek Hill, you had a good thing going on in Kansas City. You moved to Miami for the big bills. I get it. When you're getting paid that high of a contract to Miami, I've never been. I want to go. I want to check it out. There's something about that Caribbean sea, man. There's something about the Caribbean, about that Florida beach weather. I can only imagine. I've been to Caribbean once. It's beautiful, man. The water is just so gorgeous. You see right through it. You almost want to drink the water. Don't do it. It's still salty. But it's so beautiful, man. You step your toes into that water. Oh, forget about it. Actually, that's New York. I shouldn't say that. Pero coño, qué maravilloso se mira. Ay, no. Pero ir a esa vaina. How was that? Was that cool? My bad. I didn't want to insult. I didn't want to insult Miami by busting out that Jersey accent. I'm trying to go Boricua now. I tried. You know, I'm Mexican. I could try to do that Puerto Rican dialect. But nonetheless, I get it. I get why Tyreek Hill went to Miami. He's got the big bucks. He's in Miami, beautiful beach weather, and yet still getting in trouble. If not with the law, he's getting in trouble with the girls. He just, I believe he just either divorced or broke up, and the girl wants like allowances and what's that thing called, alimony and whatnot. It reminds me of that Eddie Murphy special. He's like, "Oh, what you want to do? You want to take half?" Y'all remember that? Generation X. I'm a millennial. But those who are Eddie Murphy fans, you know what I'm talking about. Like, what are you gonna do? Take half? You gonna take half? But nonetheless, back to the point. Tyreek Hill was ready to shout out deuces last year. He was ready to hop out. He was ready to take off. Said, "Screw this! I'm done with Miami. Get me the hell out of here." That's where he messed up, big time. As talented as Tyreek Hill is, phenomenal talent, amazing wide receiver. Every time I see him, I always think of that play in the first Super Bowl that he played for called Wasp. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But it was like he went down like 40 yards in, caught the ball, game changer in the Super Bowl. Can't remember which one it was, but it was the first Super Bowl that Patrick Mahomes went to against the 49ers. They were in Miami, ironically. J-Lo was doing the halftime show. Shakira was doing the halftime show. My goodness. Talk about a halftime show. But ever since that happened, this past football season, when Tyreek Hill just had his tantrum, he was up and he was up and over. He was finished. Then he was done with this tantrum. Now he's saying, "Okay, I'm my bad." You don't do that, bro. You don't do that. Listen, I'm a little bit out on my personal life here. I'm a first responder. You can't do that to your team, man. You just can't. You can't bail out and say, "Hey, you guys are on your own." Everybody's needed. Everybody's all in one. Whether everybody takes the celebration or everybody takes the blame. You get blamed or you triumph. You do one or the other, but you do it together. Being a phenomenal talent doesn't give you the excuse to just bail out like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still thinking you guys lost, or I'm still thinking that Tyreek Hill has lost some respect of the locker room. You could say, "Hey, we need to try hard." You can show your frustrations all you want, but at the end of the day, bro, people are relying on you. People see you differently now. Me, when I go out to the field as a first responder, my partner is my backup. I'm his or her backup. We can't leave each other hanging. It's called trust. Right now, the Miami Dolphins, they're not in a good place right now. Me personally, I think it's time for Mike McDaniels to go. He's got to go. Nothing is working. I don't see any type of process that seems to be working for that organization. There needs to be, I said this before, there needs to be change for consistency. You got to have some change in order to have some I cannot say that word, consistency. Jeez. But you know what I mean. And I get it, change is hard. Let me tell you something. If the Dolphins keep going this route, I can guarantee you by the quarter, if not the half, the half, if not the quarter of the season, Mike McDaniels is going to be gone. It's not Miami's year. It's just not. Everybody knows that. You got two phenomenal wide receivers. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa. I'm sorry, I just never been sold on the guy. Let me tell you why. As great arm talent as he may have, let me tell you something about Tua. Remember that season tanking for Tua? This was when Brian Flores was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. They were trying to tank for Tua while he was playing for Alabama. Let's go back to memory lane. I think it was let's say 2018. One of those years. When Alabama was in the national championship, Jalen Hurts was struggling a little bit. And then Nick Saban called in Tua Tagovailoa just to save the day. And granted, he did. But he didn't play that whole season. He didn't play that whole game. And then the next season, Jalen Hurts goes to Oklahoma, becomes a Sooner. Tua takes over Alabama. And then loses to Clemson. With Trevor Lawrence behind center. I believe that was his first year starting. He was a freshman, Trevor Lawrence. Tua didn't look good. He didn't look like the answer. I was never sold on Tua, personally. When he got drafted by the Miami Dolphins, I was never sold on Tua. A lot of people were saying Tua is better than Justin Herbert. Miami originally wanted Justin Herbert. Now, granted, Justin Herbert has yet to win a playoff game. So it's a little too soon to say they got it right. But now entering the NFL, Tua it's scary to watch Tua with all of the concussions that he's had throughout these years. I think he had 2 in 1 year, I believe. It's very scary seeing him out in the field. At one point, he had this rigor mortis going on. Rigor mortis is when you're just stiff. It was uncomfortable to watch. I just don't. I think the Miami Dolphins organization needs to be on a complete rebuild. Kind of like the New England Patriots. It's a complete rebuild. It's a remake. There's nothing left tied to the old Patriots that Tom Brady was in. New head coach, new starting quarterback, new offense, new defense. I think the only player that stayed was Hunter Henry. He's been there forever now. But nonetheless, Miami Dolphins got to get their stuff together. It's not looking good for this season. There needs to be some change everywhere. I think this should be the year that they tank for another quarterback. This should be the year where they should be browsing for other head coaches. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I kind of doubt it because of the history. But entertain me for a little bit. Maybe we could see Brian Flores back in Miami. He's doing a hell of a job as a defensive coordinator, the Minnesota Vikings. If y'all saw that Monday Night Football game, he had an answer for the Bears. He stopped them. I don't know. There's other candidates out there. Can we see a return for Rex Ryan? I doubt it. But you never know. Rex Ryan was a beast. That dude knew his football. Took the Jets to the AFC Championship with Mark Sanchez and LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. But you know what? There's a lot of overreactions that are going on through week one. Will Daniel Jones be the same next week for week two? Can the Chargers beat the Raiders on Monday Night Football? That's going to be a game to watch. I can't hype week two the same way I hyped up week one. Week one was unbelievable. It was something for the books, man. I'd never seen a week one like that before, and it was amazing to watch. It was entertaining. Monday Night Football didn't really do it too much justice, but at the same time, it didn't really have to. That week one was enough with primetime games. That was probably like a good just cherry on top. Week two, now it's just down to speculating. Checking out the important games, the cool games. I'm going to have to change my sleeper pick for the NFC. The Giants, unless they throw in Jackson Dart, who knows? We'll probably see a different outcome. But Tampa Bay is looking mighty well. Let me tell you something about Tampa Bay. I'll do a quick take on them real quick. Not just them. A quick take on Baker Mayfield. Man, that dude looks different. You feel the vibe. You know what I see when I see Baker Mayfield in general, not just play, but out there in the press. Maturity. That dude's come a long way. From Oklahoma to the Browns to the Rams. I forgot what other team he played for. I'm sure there was one more before the Rams. I don't. Let me know. Actually, I'll just look it up. But nonetheless, the way he's looking with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I might have to reconsider my sleeper team. That's not even a sleeper team. The Falcons look good. There's something about Tampa Bay. They got a team. They have their weapons. Honestly, we could see them sneaking their way up to the NFC Championship against them Eagles. Or against them Packers. Packers look mighty well. Trying to look up the teams that he played for. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. The Panthers. That's who he played with. Cleveland Browns. Then he went to the Panthers. Then to the Rams. Then to the Bucks. I could see them doing a lot of things. I see Baker Mayfield in Oklahoma Sooner form. In Heisman Trophy winning Baker Mayfield form. I don't see them as a sleeper. I see them sneaking their way into the NFC Championship. You correct me if I'm wrong. If you have another team that you see as a sleeper, you let me know. But Tampa Bay, competing with the Green Bay Packers, competing with the Philadelphia Eagles. I love it. I'm ecstatic. This Saturday, and I'm very excited, and I'm going to talk more about it throughout the week. Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, against Terrence Bud Crawford. The mega fight. Man, we haven't had one of these in a very, very, very long time. At least in this weight class. The mega fight. The mega fight. I'm going to tell you who wins that one this Friday. I have a lot of news for Friday. I'm going to talk football. I'm going to talk boxing. I'm going to talk some college football. The fact that Arch Manning finally won one. Yeah, I get it. It was against, what was it, San Jose State? Play against better teams, Arch Manning. That way we could speak a little more highly of you. It was impressive. I mean, the way they raved about you kind of had to win that game. Coach Bill Belichick got his first win of the season as well. Cool. But man, this Saturday night on Netflix, Canelo versus Crawford. We haven't seen this since probably De La Hoya and Mayweather. I'm excited, people. That's all I got for you guys. This is a little more mellow episode, but thank you for joining the Forever Grind show. This is your host, El Aviso. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, Friday Eve, Thursday. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Talk to me. Join the conversations. I love y'all so much. Take care. Peace.